Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 2nd. This week, let's see, you're definitely going to have to let go of something this week. You have the Ten of Spades coming up first, which is actually a good card. It is kind of like a death card, but, in a good way. So it represents like rebirth or, things like that coming back into your life. But it is about letting go of something. Unfortunately, I'm getting that some of you might hear some news that you don't want to hear this week, but I think it'll be for the best because your outcome for the week is really, really nice. So, but a lot of you might be having to let something go this week, especially with this card. It's all about like letting something go so you can allow something else in. It's going to be different for all of you. I think for a majority of you, it might be a person, like a relationship, and I think for some others, it might be like a dream or a business or something. But it looks like this is a card of transformation. So I would say it looks like even though you're letting something go, it's turning into something else that'll be much better. So you really can't beat that. Next, you have the Queen of Spades. I always, always, always say that the Queen of Spades represents to me Scorpio, even though she is not Scorpio. But I always think of Scorpio when I see this card, and I always think that this card is Scorpio. So in a lot of ways, I think this is you coming in this week. She represents Scorpio. She represents like the Phoenix Rising, which Scorpio originally was the Phoenix Rising from the ashes, not the Scorpion. So definitely represents you in a lot of ways. And it's all about that rebirth and everything. But the Queen of Spades is also about having a lot of confidence and just jumping right into things. You're definitely going to have to face some fears this week. I think a lot of you maybe will get some opportunities this week, which is nice, but they're going to be probably things that make you a little bit nervous or scared or whatever. But just looking at everything else that's going on, I think if you just jump right into these opportunities without knowing what's on the other side, then you'll be a lot more successful. This is a type of card where you need to reach a little bit. It's like a card of needing to, go for some things that might seem a little bit impossible, but just needing to go for it, especially if you need a change. Like if you feel like your life is old, not moving forward, or anything like that, definitely a week to go try something nuts and do something crazy. And wherever it is that you need to move forward, work, love, whatever, try something crazy this week under these cards, definitely. Next, you have the Two of Clubs. This might be the most successful card in the deck. To me, it's like a tie between a couple, but it's all about facing fears and being successful. This is a card also about like talking to yourself and really figuring out what you want. But it feels like after to me. I don't know any other word to describe it, I guess. It just feels like after that. So I think that a lot of you have already talked to yourselves and have figured out in a lot of ways where you're going and what you want to do, maybe a little bit better, or maybe you're a little bit more clear on that. But I think probably still thinking about it. We're under this Mercury retrograde now, so you're probably thinking it over, but this is still a good card because it kind of says that you're going in the right way, you're going in the right direction in a lot of ways, and you could be very successful as well. Next, you have the Two of Spades, needing to separate away from something. Again, I would say that a lot of you, I think this is probably a person, and maybe during this retrograde they pop back up, but I think it's like a test from the universe if that's going to happen, and you should just, avoid that and avoid getting hurt or whatever else could potentially happen. Next, you have the Four of Spades, which is actually one of the more positive spades cards in the deck. It's all about just looking at how your life is structured and making sure, like, are you doing what you want to do every single day? That's the Two of Clubs. Like I said, talking to yourself. And the Four of Spades is very similar. It's like asking yourself, like, am I doing what I want to do every day? Do I want my days to look like this, or do I want them to look like something different? And this is you changing those things. Maybe not, too. You might be perfect. You might decide, you know what? Perfectly happy, because in a lot of card reading systems, this card is called comfort as well. So it represents being comfortable. So maybe you are perfectly comfortable where you are, but it's also you thinking about it and then coming to that conclusion. The card can also sometimes indicate illnesses coming in. The good news is under the Four of Spades, usually they don't last. They don't, they're really nothing, and you can recover very quickly under this card. So it's a good card. It's also a great card to like do something nice for yourself, get a massage, do something along those lines with that card. But I wanted to pull an outcome because your week was kind of just like 50-50 here, so. But you get the Ten of Hearts, which is fortune after difficulty. Good things happening to you after a difficult period of time. Really can't beat this card. It's definitely one of the more positive cards in the deck. Represents really good things happening to you. Represents even having a lot of fun, being very social, kind of like maybe getting more social, especially I would say for those of you that haven't been very social recently. This is you becoming much more social and meeting with people, but it's also fortune after difficulty. Like I said, just better experiences, better things all the way around moving forward. So that's really nice to see. But all in all, looks like a great week. Probably very just you talking to yourself really and figuring things out, but that's not always such a bad thing. Just take care of yourself this week. I would say definitely with that 4 of spades as well. Take care of yourself and have a good week. So thank you for watching and enjoy.